MIMMA 2 grand finale weigh-ins with the one and only, the man behind this whole MIMMA thing, Jason Lo. Jason, thank you very much for taking time off for this interview.
Thank you, thank you.
In your opinion, right, how has season 2 been so far?
It's definitely a level up from season 1. We had fighters from season 1 who were in the semifinals who lost in the first round in season 2. There are a lot more gyms who are like really training BJJ, more ground games. We saw more judo practitioners come in. We really, I think, maybe season 1 is a typical Malaysian thing. You see what's it about? Is it good? Is it okay? They wait and see. What's the prize money? What's this? What's that? And then when they see the entire program put together into a full episode, like a full, and you're essentially watching the whole. Look, there's Darren. He's fighting, and you're talking about people who are. And by the way, this is on Toon Talk's 3G network. It's just streaming. This is streaming. So, we're just trying to build a profile to a level where it reaches people who are not necessarily the active community, but more the passives. That's why the real fight that MMA enthusiasts want to watch is Mark Striegel coming back after a 1 year lull against Kai France, and we know that. But the main event is Matt Polino versus Will Cho. Why? Because it's got a story behind it. It's a debut, an amateur versus a pro fighter who's got almost 30 fights under his belt. Aside from that, we have the MIMMA champions. Now, Malaysians might not be that into the background of amateur champions, but slowly and steadily, these communities are coming up. So MIMMA 2 definitely, I think, has cemented the fact that the growth is there. The curve is going up. Many gyms, many more gyms, many more personalities coming to the sport. I think now, if you look at Justin Fight League coming up, we have Warrior League in Penang, Warrior Fighting Championship. We have we just had one in Kuching. The Jiu-Jitsu tournament down in Johor, the first BJJ tournament of its kind. Ultimate Beatdown and F3 is still doing anything. So everyone is just working together, and we're very happy that MIMMA is not a commercial driven enterprise that we're trying to make money from the sport. We're a telco. We align ourselves brand-wise with the fighters. So the real game here for us is to just align with the fighters, the gyms, the amazing people who contribute to the sport.
Like you said, MIMMA is not for profit, but you can't deny that MIMMA has brought a lot of attention to Toon Talk, your core business. Do you feel that MMA has actually helped your business?
I think it's a good question. I think it's all relative because if you say that a lot of attention for Taylor Swift concert, everyone hears about that. It reaches a far wider base. Our attention really caught up this year when last week ONE FC featured Anne Osman's fight, which is the first female fight on the main card on an international platform, and Anne Osman won. A Malaysian won. So we have her, Peter Davis, who everyone loves Peter Davis because he's sexy, man. All the girls are like, oh, Peter, and F Ting, who is a real potential in his weight category. So we do have real fighters who are representing our country in the fastest growing sport in the world. And I think we should recognize that somehow. I think we should get behind that. And the good thing is that we now have an association, whereas previously we didn't. We now have the largest MMA amateur tournament in the world because we went around the whole country with 600 entrants. I mean, it's huge. And we have our own program where you can catch up, and then we're building content. Aside from that, we have the entrance of more gyms, more equipment vendors. Our partner this year is Throwdown. So more MMA is coming into the mainstream. And as that happens, more sponsors will come in, and hopefully more fighters will be able to make a living doing it and become pro.
In your opinion, like you just said, MIMMA is the biggest amateur event in the whole world, bar none. But in your opinion, right, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your own product, and how much more do you think that this can grow?
At Toon Talk, we don't get into anything unless we want it to be the best, and we want it to be the best. So we got into concerts. We did it for 5 years. You know, there was no ROI. Everyone said that we were making a mistake. But we went into that sphere and we solidified our position as one of the big concert guys. So you know, MMA is also a long-term prospect for us. We're planning on MIMMA 3 already, MIMMA 4, MIMMA 5. This is not something we're dabbling in and trying it out. I think the team might, you know, our team in Toon Talk itself. At one point during season 1, we're like, "What are we? An MMA promotional thing?" I'm like, "Yeah, we are." Because why would people switch their SIM cards over to us? Well, they switch it because it's cool, you know. And MMA is cool, you know. It's great people, dedicated, disciplined, bitchy, you know. But that's the way it is sometimes. So I think that I would say MIMMA right now, in terms of production standards, because we're lucky to be a telco, we can put a huge amount of resources behind creating an internationally standardized program, which is shot in HD, which can go on any format at any station in the world. And you know, we ran the semifinals. We had 160,000 viewers from places like Egypt, Palestine, and Hawaii, and USA, and Philippines. A lot of people don't realize this. So I think we're heading in the right direction because digital is allowing us to bypass the TV stations and actually make it worldwide reach. So Malaysia is definitely a lighthouse in the region, if not in the world, and I think MIMMA has probably been a catalyst for that. You know, we do stand on the shoulders of giants, and a lot of people who have been working their butts off for years, you know, like Ultimate Beatdown, and they didn't have the money, and you know, so it is kind of unfair. Here we come with a checkbook, and we're like, yeah, here's Toon Talk, we're going to be the best. We're not trying to do that. We're trying to create an agnostic, holistic environment where people come in, and people were skeptical. They said, I don't want my fighter to fight for MIMMA because that means you can't fight in F3. And we said, you can fight in F3. We just advise you, don't fight a week before your next fight. So if you do want to fight, it's up to you. And we don't lock the fighters down to any contracts after they become champions. We just say that if you are still amateur and not signed to a franchise, then you have to defend your belt, which is what's happening tomorrow night.
So how can fans watch MIMMA's grand finale live tomorrow?
They can come to Stadium Negara or mimmalive.toontalk.com. It's an awesome website. I mean, I gotta give credit. I gotta give credit to the team. You know, you can find you can catch up with all the stuff that you missed. There is a Twitter feed from our amazing comms team, who, by the way, we have the #1 cloud score out of all the telcos. Like, so it's 75 or something. I think Digi's like 63. Please, hello, Digi. Colleagues, what, 50? Yeah, it goes down again. Toontalk's #1. We're number one. Okay, one. Number 2, number 1. Just so you know. And you can catch all the episodes that you missed. And of course, there'll be the live broadcast tomorrow. And I tell you, if you're using Toon Talk, then thankfully we're in work. It streams like magic. Look at that, no buffering. You see buffer? I don't see buffer. Is it? Let's see if you're using something else.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, bro.
And,